Chapter 1. Yo, check this. There's this queen, right? She's got the whole kingdom on lockdown with her style and swag. But there's the tea. She's got this super high-tech mirror. It's not your average mirror. It's like the ultimate influencer's dream gadget. Every day she's up in front of it asking, "Your mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" Now this mirror, it's straight up honest. It keeps telling her she's the fairest until one day, plot twist, the mirror drops a bomb. It's like, "Queen, you're cool and all, but Snow White, she's next level, no filter needed, 100% natural beauty." The queen is shook. Her vibe is wrecked. She's not just jealous, she's like the definition of envy. Snow White, her own stepdaughter, is outshining her without even trying. The queen can't handle someone else stealing her spotlight. So she starts cooking up some shady plans to keep her throne as the fairest in the land. Chapter 2. Alright, so Snow White is living her best life, not knowing she's the new #1 in the kingdom's beauty rankings. But the queen? She's plotting like a villain in a superhero movie. She hires this dude to take Snow White out to the forest and, end her influencer career for good. But when it comes down to it, this guy can't do it. He's like, "Snow White, you gotta bounce. This queen's got some major beef with you." So Snow White, totally freaked out, runs deeper into the forest. It's like she's in some sort of epic quest, minus the dragons and wizards. She stumbles upon this tiny, quirky house. Think major cottagecore vibes, but with a twist. It's the home of 7 dwarfs, each with their own unique hashtag. There is Sleepy, Grumpy, Dog, and the rest of the crew. They are all about mining and living that simple life, far from Queen's drama. When they find Snow White, it's like, "Who's this influencer crashing in our path?" But they are chill about it. They are like, "You are in trouble? Say less. You can totally crash here." So Snow White starts living with them, away from all the royal chaos. She's vibing with these little guys, cooking, cleaning, and even dropping some TikTok-worthy dance moves with them. It's like whole new world for her, far from the queen's toxic energy. Chapter 3. Back at the castle, the queen's not just sitting around. She finds out, through her high-tech mirror, that Snow White's still out there, living her best life with the dwarves. The queen, she's fuming, her envy hitting new levels. So she goes full undercover mode. First up, she disguises herself as this old peddler woman. She's like a spy in a movie, but with wicked intentions. The queen rocks up the dwarf's crib with a plan to trick Snow White. Attempt number 1. She pulls out this ultra-tight corset. It's like the most vintage aesthetic piece you've ever seen. Snow White, being kind-hearted and a bit naive, is like, "Sure, let's try it on, but it's a trap." The corset is so tight, Snow White can barely breathe. She's out cold. The dwarfs come back just in time to save her. Attempt number 2. The queen, not giving up, hits up Snow White again, this time with a comb dripping in poison. She's like, "This will slay your hair game." Snow White falls for it, but the dwarves come to the rescue once more. Finally, the queen plays her last card. She brings this apple, red and shiny, like it's straight out of a fantasy movie, but it got a dark side. It's poisoned. Snow White takes a bite and bam, she's down, looking like she's gone for good. Chapter 4. So, the dwarves come back to find Snow White looking like she's in eternal sleep. It's a major downer moment. They are all in their feels big time. No one's ready to say goodbye to their new friend. They decide, nah, we can't just bury her. They go all out and craft this stunning glass coffin. It's like they are putting her in a display case, showing off her peaceful beauty. They place her in the forest, standing guard, cause they are real ones. Snow White's lying there, looking like she's just sleeping, but it's a sleep that she's not waking up from. It's a whole mood, real somber and stuff. Now enter the prince. This dude's like the main character in rom-com. He's wandering through the forest, probably on some pricey quest, when he stumbles upon Snow White in her glass coffin. He's struck by her beauty and the sad vibes of the whole scene. The prince, he's got this idea. He's heard of the magical stuff that happens in these woods and thinks maybe a true love's kiss could break whatever spell she's under. So he leans in, respectful and all, and gives her a kiss. And would you believe it? The kiss actually works. It's like the reset button Snow White needed. She wakes up and everyone's shook. The dwarfs are hyped, the prince is over the moon, and Snow White's like, what just happened? Chapter 5. So, Snow White's awake, and everyone's losing their minds with joy. The prince is all, you are the one, and Snow White's like, I feel like I just woke up from the weirdest dream. The dwarfs are dancing around, high-fiving, because their girl's back and the vibes are nothing but good. But wait, we can't forget about the queen. She's back at the castle, thinking she's finally the fairest of them all. But nah, the mirror drops the truth bomb again. It's like, queen, hate to break it to you, but Snow White's still the fairest. The queen's shock is off the charts. She's all kinds of mad and confused. Meanwhile, Snow White and the prince are hitting it off. They are talking about their future, planning a life together. It's like they are ready to start their own royal TikTok channel. The dwarves are all for it, planning to be the coolest uncles. But Karma's got a plan for the queen. Her evil deeds catch up with her. She faces some poetic justice, the details of which are kind of murky in the original tale, but let's just say she doesn't get to keep causing trouble. Snow White and the prince, they have the most epic wedding. Imagine a royal wedding, but with a Gen Z twist. They are talking viral dances, selfies, and a hashtag that trends worldwide. The dwarves are front and center, living their best life. And so Snow White and her prince kick off their life together, ruling with kindness and throwing the most lit parties in the kingdom. They live happily ever after, proving that good vibes and true love can conquer even the darkest of plots.